Hello there and welcome to today's video. So today we're in a new spot in my house. If you've been an OG of the channel, you know what this is all about. But as promised, I'm here to give you what I learned after a full week of listing on eBay. I'm gonna kind of explain what happened a little bit and then just go into what I learned, what I would do differently, if I would do it again, all of that kind of stuff. And then I have a big, huge thank you to give to all of you towards the end of this video. So I hope you can get nice and cozy. I hope you like this new setup just for a chit chat. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So a little bit of a background. I resell on eBay, and I've been doing that since the middle of 2020. So I started, I believe, the end of June, the beginning of July of 2020. I started my YouTube channel about a year after that. And it's changed quite a bit. Like, my eBay has changed, YouTube has changed, everything has changed. And so not only am I like on this reselling journey, but life is changing, social media is changing. And so I like to learn what I can do to make my business better, what I can learn about social media, how I can use it as a tool, what I can learn about eBay, and how I can use as many features as I can that eBay offers in order for me to make my business more successful. And then as well as just navigating how I can make all of this fit into life as life is changing as well. And I'll explain a little bit about that here in some of my points. So like I said, I resell vintage and antiques on eBay, and I definitely want to make a video of how I got into it and how I started and all that. So I'm definitely going to do that. But for now, that's all you need to know for the purpose of this video, is that I sell vintage and antiques on eBay. I got the opportunity to go up to New Jersey the week before Christmas to help out a family member just to liquidate some of his items. And so I wanted to take the opportunity to just hunker down and try to put a dent in that truckload of stuff that I brought. So I had this idea to just do a full week of listing every single day, putting out a video every single day, and just seeing what would happen with eBay sales and also here on YouTube. So I learned quite a bit, and I want to share that with you. So let's just get the question out of the way first. And I have this giant pillow here. I hope this is not weird for anybody, but I want this elevated, and I want this to be in front of me. But would I do this again? Let's just start there. 100% I would do this again. I do want to say it is not easy. Like, to dedicate every single day that you are going to film a video, put it up, and then part of that video is you processing, taking pictures of items, and then listing those items up on eBay. It's not easy. Let me just preface by saying this is not my full-time job. Now, if this were my full-time job, this is what it is. Like, as a full-time reseller, this is what you are supposed to be doing. Processing and listing items every single day. And I'll get into that a little bit more in this video and also in a future video. But as a reseller, you have to be listing every single day. As a content creator, you have to be filming or editing or doing something every single day. That is what you have to be doing. I've mentioned this a little bit before, and I would like to mention it in my next video of me just talking about what I do, how I got into reselling, and what my life is currently. I don't do this full time. I work at my church as secretary and service coordinator. I have a 2.5-year-old that goes to school only twice a week. Her school is an hour away, so I'm commuting 4 hours going and coming, and then another 2 hours going and coming on the days that she's there. So I'm having to just navigate between my other job and then being a mom, staying at home with a 2-year-old, and then obviously I'm a wife. So I have a lot of other things that are happening just in the season of life right now. That's going to change next year when my daughter is in school 5 days a week. That's going to change the year after that when something else is coming up. I'm not really ready to discuss that. So that's why I say that full-time, what I did this past week was definitely how your business is supposed to run. For me personally, it hasn't been like that for the past year or so, or since my daughter has been born, actually. And I started my YouTube channel after my daughter was born. So 2020 is when I started, June of 2020. My daughter was born June of 2021, and I didn't start filming and doing all of that, until July of 2022. That's the timeline. So I started in June 2020. My daughter was born in June 2021, and I didn't start my YouTube channel until July of 2022. So I've been trying to just navigate eBay business and also incorporating eBay, all while trying to figure out my job at church, and also, having a new baby and all of her milestones and school and all of that. So this was definitely just an experiment to break through with my eBay stores that I'm managing now with this family member, and then also just what it would do for my eBay channel, for my YouTube channel. Sorry, I have a lot going on in my head, and that's the reason why I'm so glad I have these notes. So would I do this again? Yes. Is it easy? No. Is this how it's supposed to be? Yes. Is this how it can be for me now? No. That's why I would like for this to be, I would love to say that I will do this a full week of listing once a month, but I don't want to put that out there and promise it. So I'm just going to give my ideas of it being a quarterly thing, for me to just really hunker down and get to those items that have embarrassingly been in my death pile for a year or two, even 2 years. It's embarrassing, but I do have some items that are in a box still from before my daughter was born. So it's just really time to just hunker down and get through those items, especially since I just have a lot of things coming up in life, and I don't want to be lugging around all of these unsold items. I am doing this to rescue these treasures, and I want them to move on. I don't want them to stay in boxes. I don't want them to stay on my processing shelf. That's not the purpose of this channel, and that's not the purpose of why I'm doing this. I'm ready to move things on and to really rehome them. So that's that question. Would I do this again, and how I am going to incorporate this into my channel / business moving forward. The next section that I want to talk about is there are some things that kind of skewed this a little bit, and I would like to clarify that. So first thing is, there was a week, so Wednesday, right smack dab in the middle of the week, I did have a whole day planned of appointments and activities, and that couldn't be canceled. So on Tuesday, I filmed 2 videos, so I had the video ready for Wednesday to go out, and then I checked my eBay that day, and I believe I listed 1 item that morning, which is not ideal. There are best times where you can list your items, and I will discuss that in a future video. But so it wasn't a full representation of what the other days of the week look like. So that was a little bit of an inconsistency, even though there was a video that went out that day. And also I did do some activity on the eBay store. So it wasn't a complete like break in the week. It just wasn't a consistent flow as what exactly I was doing on the other days. So I want to clear that up. Another thing that I wish I could have done, again, just for experiment purposes, not for anything else, but everything that I filmed on that day goes up on eBay that day. Again, just using full advantage of the social media platforms that I have, and then also just pushing the algorithms a little bit further, and I'll get into that. So until now, I still have, so I was photographing 25 to 35 items each video that you are watching, but I was only getting up half of those listing wise. So it would have been nice if I could have pushed it a little bit further, but it just, by the end of the day, with everything that was, and that's why I don't use it as an excuse that eBay is not my full-time thing, but I just want to explain to you the brain capacity that it takes. Like, you do need a full-time brain capacity for this work. And so for me, I only have half of my brain capacity, and so that's what I was pushing out, half of what I wish I can do. So if you're doing this full-time, you do ideally want to get out 30 to 40 items a day to keep that algorithm where you want it to be. So that's that. The third thing, and I believe this is the biggest thing, and I'm going to talk about why. I was strictly doing this on my family members. The reason why I'm saying, let's just say he's my cousin, my uncle. He's actually my dad's first cousin, and so we're talking about a very older cousin. He's not necessarily my cousin unless you do the second cousin, like first cousin, second removed, whatever. I don't even know how that works. So let's just call him my uncle. He's an older cousin of my dad's. So this is a channel that I started, an eBay store that I started brand new for my uncle. And the reason for that is because I do all of my eBay stuff and all of my YouTube stuff under a business that I have registered, a registered business. And so all of the income that comes through my eBay goes through my bank account, goes, on the record as that's through my business. And I didn't want to have to show his stuff on my business account. And same with him. He wanted to use all of those sales through his, on his taxes. So just to keep everything separate business-wise, we both decided that it would be the most fair for us to just have separate eBay accounts, and I'm just running his eBay account. And when he makes a sale, it just goes through his, goes straight to his business. Goes straight to his bank. And he has full access. His daughter has full access. Everybody has full access to this account. And then he's just giving me a cut off of the profits of the sales. That would just be my cut for actually working the items and selling them. And then obviously I also have the benefits of being able to film for my YouTube channel as well. So it's a win-win all the way around. And so that's how that's happening. And so going back to me starting a brand new, there is no following on his eBay. There's no feedback. There's no customer service report. There is nothing. It's scratch. So I didn't really think it was that big of a difference, but it really is, because when you're seeing the watches that I get, like if I'm comparing, like I have almost 1,400 items. He has 50. He has no followers. I have over 80. He has 2 sales. I have over 600 sales. and that's just feedback. That's not my total sales. So, and then the feedback that I have 100% feedback. I have over 400 or 500. Sorry, that is, I have over 600 feedback, but I think I have over 900 in sales. So it's a big, huge difference. And I get messages, I get watches, because my eBay store is very active and I've built it up. So going back to me doing this again, I want to do it again with my channel, with my store, my eBay store, just to see how different it would be, and how the sales would rack in, even though I kind of know that it will, because those times where I hunker down and really get those listings pushed out, I really do see a difference in my sales. So difference in business, again, his over time, I did actually make a sale for one of the items that I listed on his, and it happened last night. I accepted best offer. It was like $8 below asking, so it was like a no-brainer for me. And so I did make a sale off that. And so I'm continuing to list from those items that are left over. And then as soon as they are done, I will get back to it with pulling bins out. So that's how it helped on the business end / eBay. And again, I know that's a big factor that it's his eBay store versus mine. That's why I want to do this again for you guys with mine, just so that for those of you who have those well-established channels or stores, sorry, I'm getting channels and stores mixed up, just for you that do have those established stores but maybe just need a push to kind of break through a ceiling or a stagnant point. I really want to give you guys that feedback, so stay tuned for that. For those of you who have those stores that are just starting up, I do have a few tips that I'm gonna discuss at the end of this video. So please stay tuned for that. I have 2 more points and then I will get to that. How this helped my channel. So I mean, for those of you who don't know, to be monetized on your channel, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of subscriber views. I have been at this 475, 485, 490. Like, I've just been hovering around this, like, so close to the halfway mark for, I want to say, a good 4 to 5 months. And I've just been sick of it because I work so hard, and I'm like, I've been so close to that halfway mark, and I wanted to make it before 2024, but I was like, let's just see if this will get me there. And it did. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me break through to that 500 subscriber mark. I'm halfway there and it feels great. And I'm really excited to try my hardest to get to that 1,000 point towards the end of the year. And at this point, it's not even about the monetization. I just want to do it, you know, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a goal and I know I can do it, and I just want to do it. So, I mean, it's crazy to think that at the halfway point, if just every single one of you just tells one family member or one friend to subscribe to me, we would be able to make it there. I mean, it's crazy to think. So, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for all of your feedback and your encouragement and the questions that you asked to get me to research myself and to learn more. That's what this channel is about. And again, I'm going to do a video about how I got here, and I think it would be a nice recap of what this channel is about and why I started it. Yeah, so channel-wise, it definitely helped me break through that halfway point, and I'm so excited to just see what's going to happen from here on out. So a lot of exciting content coming up, yeah, so that's channel-wise. So now let's talk about what I learned. Definitely listing tips. I really enjoyed getting that video out to you guys of listings. I want to do another one. I realized that I should have turned the iPad for it to be widescreen. Little things like that really bother me, so I want to do that again, just so that you guys are seeing the full screen for the listing. And then there were some other tips and tricks that I would like to give you guys that I didn't really include. There's always things to learn. There's always more that I could share with you, and so I would like to do an updated one and just give you those other tips and tricks. So that would definitely be coming out. Algorithm wise, I want to talk about eBay. Communication is a big, huge thing. If you want to build your channel, you have to get those feedbacks and those positive that positive feedback on your channel. So communicating with your buyers is the number one thing. There's a difference between when I personally buy from an eBay seller who has thousands of sales and the ones that just have a few sales. I can tell in the customer service. The ones that have thousands, they're communicating with me, they're on time, the packaging is professional when it comes. The ones that are just starting out, there's no communication. And why is that? It's because over time you realize that communicating with your buyers, making things as professional and as smooth as possible, really taking it as a business, really makes a huge difference. So for me, I would love to share with you guys how I handle sales when they first come in. I'm seeing that my time is racking up and I don't want this to be too long, but again, there are certain steps that you should take just to have that, to build up your rapport with your buyers, whether they're going to be a buyer one time, whether they're going to be a buyer 500 times. And I've had repeated customers on several occasions. So eBay will give you a message that that this purchase was made by a repeat buyer. And that is just the coolest thing ever, when I get to see that I have somebody that's coming back to my eBay store, especially since I am such a specific niche. For them to be able to come back and buy another piece from me is a huge deal. And it is great feedback that you are doing a great job in your customer service. So looking at this now, I want to keep these how to bump up your algorithms a little bit into another video. But I think it's very important, so look out for that video probably next week, because I love talking about this stuff. I got to watch other people's videos on it, and then I tried it for myself, and then now I'm really seeing the tried and true proof in what works and what doesn't for my niche, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. So let's recap. I want to recap 3 top things that I learned that you need for a successful eBay store. And this is definitely something that is for now, January, whatever today is, the 24th, I believe, 25th. Today's the 25th. January 25th, 2023. Things are always going to change. Things are always going to need to be rearranged and altered. But as of today, these are the top 3 things that I believe you need for a successful eBay store, or at least to get you to a successful eBay store. Number 1, daily work on your eBay store is very important, and the number 1 thing. What you put into it is what you get out. It is a commissioned job at the end of the day. It is 100% a commissioned job. You cannot look at it as I have all of these things up and things are just gonna sell themselves. 100% not. There are some ways for you to say, okay, I cannot buy any more inventory, kind of like where I'm at right now, but I need my eBay store to stay alive, and we will talk about that in the algorithm video that I will have out for you guys soon. I am also learning that there is a difference between daily work that will just keep your items up at the top and daily work that will get you those sales, like a lot of sales. And again, I will talk about that algorithm wise. I am definitely at the point where I am okay to just keep my store at the top, not necessarily selling tons and tons. And also too, it also depends on the on your niche. Like if you're selling a pretty vase versus a bulk item like packs of diapers, I mean, somebody that's coming through eBay to buy a bulk item like diapers or wipes or something like that, that's a necessity versus something that can wait, be put on their wish list, be put on their wait list like a vase. So at the end of the day, you do have to know what niche you're in as well. So long story short, on point one, daily work is very important. Number two, building your storefront. And you can do this with two ways: building up your followers and also sales and inventory. Because with sales and inventory, what you're gonna get is the feedback. You're going to get the positive reinforcement, and that's gonna show eBay, hey, this is a good seller. We want their store to be up at the top. So the way you can get followers, definitely through social media like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. I am not an Instagram person. I don't like Instagram. I think it's too complicated. I think it's very saturated. I like TikTok just because it's a little bit more straightforward. You have your channel, and it's not like, I don't know. I guess I could talk about this a little bit more on the other video, but I personally just like TikTok more than Instagram. People will tell you they like Instagram more than TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram, but I'm not active on there. I'm active on TikTok. So definitely social media, and then feedback with customers. Reach out to your customers and ask them to leave you feedback. I do this on every single one of my sales, and I'll get into more of that, but don't be afraid to communicate and ask for feedback. Let them know that you're trying to build up your store and that feedback helps you. So that's just a quick tip until we can really get into it. And then keep that 100% satisfaction. I'm going to talk about this in the algorithm video. Keep your 100% satisfaction rate. There is so many different ways you can do this, and I will talk about that. Sales and inventory to bump up. So eBay wants top producers to be up at the top, because at the end of the day, they're making money off of your sales too. So just keep that in mind. You are presenting yourself to eBay through the work that you're doing in your store. So as an investor, are you going to invest in the person that's not making sales, that has bad feedback, that's not doing the work daily? Or are you going to invest in putting a top runner up at the top that's making the most sales, that's putting in the work, that their listings are where it needs to be, their background is white, their feedback is good, they have 100% satisfaction? So think like a business owner, think like a CEO. Who would you invest in? The person who's working all the time, or the person who is just has an eBay account and is just leaving it there to fend for itself? So number one, daily work is very important. Number two, building your storefront. We'll talk about, I'll break that down a little bit more on the algorithm video next week. And number three, listings. So we started that last week with me showing you how to do listings. I'm definitely going to do more videos on tips and tricks for listings. It's very important. I love to learn about it. I want you guys to learn about it. But then please plug and chug what works for you. Not everything works. Not everything will work for you that worked for me, and not everything that works for you will work for me. Is that what I just said? Okay. I've been talking for 30 minutes. Not everything that worked for me will work for you. The person that really got me into the algorithms, I can't remember his name now, I can't remember his name. His business side of eBay helped me so much. His videos are amazing for the business side of eBay and understanding algorithms and how it works and what you need to do. However, the plug and chug of the listings and how he does his listings and the way that he has his listings broken up doesn't work for me. He buys wholesale pallets of single items, so like the same pair of jeans or baby wipes, or so he buys wholesale same item bulk bulk pallets. And that's how he sells them. So he can do quantity of the same jeans, like 100 of these jeans that he has, and he just puts it out there. It's just one listing. I can't do that. My listings are very specific. So, you know, a listing that would take him just a couple of minutes to sell similar and just duplicate would take me 4 to 5 minutes, because I'm having to readjust, to retake pictures, re-upload the pictures, readjust some of the categories if an item has a chip or whatever. So I'm able to plug and chug when it comes to the algorithm and understanding the business side of eBay, understanding how eBay thinks as a machine. But when it comes to business model and business structure, it doesn't work for me because my niche is different. So definitely take the information that you learn either from me or somebody else, plug and chug what works for your niche. Plug and chug even if you don't know if it will work for your niche or not, and see what works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you can always adjust until you find what does work. And even when you do find what works, you might have to still adjust just with the times, or if eBay comes out with a new feature, or, you know, just different things that you will always have to adjust. But you can eventually get to the point where, like, okay, I have a system down, and then just tweak it a little bit from that system that you've developed. So that's pretty much everything that I got. So number 1, daily work, very important. Number 2, building your storefront. And number 3, listings. So I will definitely go into a much deeper dive into all of that stuff next week for sure. I have some very exciting videos coming up for you in the next couple of weeks, just so that we can kind of get out of this like business serious stuff that I've been doing all last week and then today. So sorry, my camera overheated, but stay tuned for those very exciting, very fun videos that I have for you tomorrow and Saturday. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's helping you. It's kind of helping me recap what I'm learning, kind of pushing me and fueling my fire a little bit more for this very hard work that is reselling. But I love it. I have a mission behind it. I have a passion behind it, and that's what keeps me going. So I look forward to seeing you next week for that algorithm video. I will definitely get more into it, and I'm just here to help you on your journey as well. So thanks so much for coming along. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.